So I'm not here to preach and tell everybody to join the military because I don't know your situation. What's up guys, it's Michaela and welcome back to another video. I am really excited to make this for you guys because I want to share my story as to why I joined the military. There were a lot of reasons why I joined the Air Force, but the main one was I did not want student loans. So I got accepted into the university that I wanted, which was University of Central Florida. And I received financial aid, I even got scholarships, but it still wasn't going to pay 100% of what I needed. And I did not want to take out loans at all because my mom, dad, and stepmom all have student loans, and it was just not something that I wanted to take on. So that was probably the main reason why I joined, because the military does offer a lot of benefits for school. And the Air Force in particular offers tuition assistance while you're serving that pays up to $4,500 a year, and the post 9/11 GI Bill, which you get when you're done serving in the military, which pays your tuition as far as a stipend for housing and books and fees. So the military does offer awesome education benefits, and that's a really common theme. You hear a lot of people joining because education is so expensive in the US. The other reasons why I joined were traveling and wanting to be financially independent. So from a young age, I've never been a homebody. I've always been someone that loves traveling. I've always wanted to see the world. It's literally always been a dream of mine. And I remember writing in my journals, because I've always had a lot of journals growing up. You know, I wanted to visit Paris and I wanted to go to Iceland and all these countries, and I've gotten to do that. So it just is a really good feeling to be able to, you know, check off those boxes of the dreams that I have in my life, and the military really did give me that experience. Not to say that if I didn't join, I wouldn't get to travel, but I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it at such a young age and with the financial flexibility that I have right now. And with that, I really wanted to be financially independent. If I would have gone to college for 4 years, I would have relied on my parents. I would have had to go home, you know, for holidays and whatnot, and I would have either had to work a part-time job or rely on them for money. And I didn't want to do either of those things. So the military obviously helped in that regard because I have a salary with my base pay, as well as the housing and the food and all the different, you know, benefits that I get. I make a little over $50,000 a year, which is really, really good for someone that's 20 years old and doesn't have a degree yet. I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that I'm renting. I've been able to buy the things I want. I've been able to travel to the places I've wanted to. So I really am thankful for that. Now, on that note of a lot of positives, there are negatives with joining that you do have to take into account. You are going to make a lot of sacrifices because one of the, you know, core values in the Air Force is service before self. So there are going to be days and times when you do have to put in long hours, where you might have to miss holidays and might have to cancel, you know, trips back home and stuff like that. So that can definitely be hard, you know, and it can be challenging going to school and working full time. Working in public affairs, I haven't noticed a lot of challenge as far as managing my work life and school balance, but I can't speak on every job in the Air Force because there are jobs where you do work 12-hour shifts, where it is a lot more demanding. So you do have to take that into consideration. Not everybody is going to have my job, my leadership, and my experience. So you do want to do your research and figure out what will be the best for you, because what works for me might not work for you and vice versa. Another thing you have to take into consideration is the lack of control you will have over your life. So that mainly comes into where you live. Now, I got very fortunate and very lucky because I got stationed at the base that I wanted to, which is Lakenheath in England. Now, that's not always the case. And my follow-on assignment is to Maryland, which was another base I wanted. So I've been very blessed in my Air Force career. But again, that's not always the case. There are bases that suck and that I would not want to go to at all. And if I got sent there, I would have to go there, right? And there are times when you are going to deploy. You could have a short tour assignment to Korea and be away from your family, friends, or spouse for a year. It really just, there's a lot of factors and a lot of moving parts to the military, and you don't have a lot of control at all. And that is the main reason why I am not re-enlisting. So I signed a 6-year contract, and that was because I wanted to promote to Airman First Class a lot faster. Definitely talk to your recruiter about the different promotion options. If I were to do it again, I would probably make the same choice, just because signing the 6 years, I have more time to save money, more time to, buy the car that I want when I go back home and pay that off. So for me, 6 years was the way to go, but for some people, they feel bamboozled by signing for 6 years. So definitely talk to your recruiter about all your different options. Yes, I am not re-enlisting after my 6 years is up because I want to create roots in my life. I hope to start a family in the next 6 to 7 years with my soon-to-be husband, and I want to start planting roots, which is really hard to do in the military because you do move every, 2 to 3 years. And it's just not something that I want to do long term. But right now, while I'm young, it has been exciting, and it's given me a lot of the opportunities to see the world that I've wanted. But long term, it's not something that I want to do. I've always known the military was an option because a lot of my family served in the military. My grandpa served 20 years in the Air Force doing a similar job that I have now. My cousin is still serving, and he's an officer in the Air Force. My aunt served, my grandma served, and my dad served in the Army National Guard. So I always knew that this was a path that I could take, but basic training terrified me to the point where I kept changing my mind and talking myself out of it. Once I got over that fear and actually took that leap to join, and now that I'm in, I would not do anything different. I am so thankful for the opportunities it has given me, but like I mentioned, there are sacrifices and there definitely are negatives to the military. You definitely want to weigh all the pros and cons, because what might be the right decision for me may not be the right decision for you. So I'm not here to preach and tell everybody to join the military, because I don't know your situation or what you are looking for out of life. But if it is something that you are considering and the only thing stopping you is going to basic, like it was for me, just do it. Basic is not as scary as you think. And you can check out that video if you haven't either, and that'll probably help alleviate some of the anxiety you might have. But this is why I joined the military. I would not do anything different, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.